Miss Lou.
Yes. Howdy, my dear. I was talking to you about Jamaican nursery rhymes.
Yes, indeed.
About nursery rhymes on the whole, because I was telling you a story about nursery rhymes, but the one I was telling you, the one I liked, of the children translating the standard nursery rhyme into Jamaican. Well, we do the standard first and then I go in. You know, hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jump over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such fun, and the dish run away with the spoon, says the Jamaican. Here diggle diggle, the puss and the fiddle, the cow jump over the moon. The maga dog laugh to see the sinting, and the yabba dig off with the spoon. So they call it Jamaica Mother Goose. They call it in the book Jamaica Mother Goose. And they printed it and it's doing very well. It has been the source of funding quite a few little scholarships for children going to the Cultural Training Centre in Jamaica.
Can you tell us, how did you get started in doing dialect poetry?
Oh, well, that was all around me. That was the language around me, my dear. And I wanted to write. I know from I was very little that I wanted to make up things and to write things and all that. But everybody thought, of course, if you're going to write, you have to write in the standard language. I was not very, well, not pleased it is. But I did not like too much what I was writing, you know. It was too much like what everybody else was writing. I don't know. But anyhow, I said, well, this is not. And then I decided one day to do the language. Why? Because I was on a tram car, and because of what happened on the tram car. I heard this woman, as I was going onto the tram, I was a child. Well, I was a teenager. I was between 13 and 14, you know, but must have looked portly because I didn't have on my school uniform and I was dressed going to matinee. And going in the back seat of the country tram, one woman said to the other one, "Spread out yourself, one dress woman I come." You see, spread out. And she just spread her apron all over the seat and said, "No seat in here at all. Spread out, girl." So I went with her and I said, my gosh, this is it. These people are talking and nobody listening, really. This woman is a protest, you know. At that time, I didn't put it into so many words, but I knew this is the language I should write in. This is the thing that I'm hearing all around me every day. And I went and wrote the first set. "Spread out yourself, Eliza. One dress woman that look like so she see the list beside her and want to poke herself in there. Spread out, girl, should have come. No man no space in here at all. We make you fool, so Liza, spread out yourself now, girl." So I went to school and tried out on all my friends. And they said, "No, Louise, man, write another one. Yes, man." So I started now to listen to what was happening. And so I was listening. I was writing on Duppy Market and all that. The Duppy Market was the Coronation Market, and that was, they called it Duppy Market because the spot, it used to be a burial ground. They said it was a burial ground for cholera. So they swear them sit Duppy in there at night time, and anything, if anybody feel faint, they say, "I did Duppy backs them." You know, Duppy dead, my child. So, and everybody at the night, you would hear when you go to the market during the days, you would hear now, I would go all around now and listen to things, you know, and you would hear people telling the different ones stories of what happened last night, Mrs. So I wrote the, "I tell my child, where you there? A time for wake up yet. Lad, it darks are afraid to tell her watching with cold sweat. But that you say your head a race, keep by your mouth, the girl train you. I see one long white man side of Miss Matty's style. But how a white man are doing it this hour the night that they now must stop him, missus. Me da pray for man in light. Coronation Market for through this here jumpy tongue. Must a write us so the duppy man backs poor me slice a down. Nervous here, tap it away me foot the door. But them here not for me foot get a dress down child. Oh, me have had the new boots me buy yesterday in a one store. Me frightened to tell me can't know me own a foot no more. Anyhow, this was the sort of thing, you know. So I listened and I wrote all the things that people were saying. The more I wrote in the language, the more I got very interested in not only the words, but where they came from, and all the other things that were attached to this language. The proverbs, the stories, the songs, and that. And soon I started to do really serious research, going all over the place, that people thought I was quite mad and thought my mother was mother. to allow me to go on mules all up to a compound and into the maroon country and all that, you know. But this was something that I had to do to know more and to find out more about the whole language development and the traditions and whatnot, you know, that led us into this form of speech, which is very strong and still very vital. And still the best speech that I can express myself in. Me can't, I mean, me not say me can't express myself in another language, but me say, when me dey pa years, me can't have no for a tata, and I did. Night before last, all only can't flick me in my head. You know?
And the time that you spent at the Royal Academy, how did that...
Oh, the Royal Academy. Oh, man, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that because I took what I wanted. I know what I wanted. Because I went there. I decided to do a formal course in drama because of what was happening with my verses in Jamaica. When I started to write for the newspapers, I found that the letters I was getting letters from all over the country, and they were saying, Miss Lou, we're putting on a concert, and we would like you to come down and see what we're doing and that. Then I would go, and they were not just reciting my poems, they were dramatizing them. They would take a poem and they would make a play, you know? So that was what decided me to do a formal course in drama. And then I entered for the British Council Scholarship, and I got that. And I started off. I went to the Royal Academy, and that's a story in itself. Cut a little.
Okay.
Can you cut? When I... So that is a story in itself, getting to RADA. At the time, it was wartime. But when you're young, you know, don't matter to you. You think anybody could ever get me going in a war zone, no? Never. But those days, sure. And besides, although I had written some words, me a dead for go a war, but me can't fight without me Bix. You know? We didn't, it wasn't our war as such, you know, we didn't feel really vexed, you know. However, I wasn't thinking of Britain at that time. I was thinking at first of going into America, going to a drama school there. But then the British Council scholarship that I entered for, their scholarships come from Britain. Therefore, the next thing I know, I was told that I should go for a test at the Royal Academy. So I arrived the day and they told me 3 o'clock that I should go in for 3 o'clock, and when I walked in at 3 and I sat in a little foyer, I didn't see anybody. So I said, what kind of thing this? I don't even see anybody. And they tell me to come for a test, you know. I sit down there. So a lady came, I saw a woman passing by. I said, just a moment, please. I was told by the British Council that I should come for a test today at 3. It is now 3:50, and I've been sitting here from 2:45. Oh, test. Oh, no, my dear. So Kenneth heard all the test people this morning. Oh, no, you're much too late, much. So I said, what kind of thing this in my heart, you know? I said, now it looked like them people, you know, want to come out of school. Anyhow, I said to her, well, look, I tell you what, you'd better call the British Council and talk to this lady. I gave her the number because she's the person who told me to come for a test today. So she said, called. I said, oh, no. Oh, well, yes, there was a mistake. Now, so she gave me a piece of paper and said, now, come next week, Tuesday, at 3, and so Kenneth will hear you then, you know. Study this, you know, a speech. So this paper had a whole lot of speeches from all kinds of people and things. So I looked for the shortest speech, but a speech from Caesar and Cleopatra. Short. And so I went back the next week, 2:30. I said, this week now, nobody can't tell me I'm late now, nothing. So I went in, and the complete difference. There was a room, I walked in, and the foyer was crowded. And this same little black frock lady, she had on a black dress, you know. I called her black frock lady. I never knew her name. She walked forward, she said, follow me. And everybody followed her. May follow her too. When we go up there, went up into a room now, big room. There were at least 50 people. And we all went in, and everybody sat down. Everybody, not a soul said good evening or nothing. But me never said nothing. Me just take a chair and sit down by the door. So the woman came back and she said, numbers 1 to 10, follow me. I said, what this now? Me no have a number. And I see some people get up and following her. I said, them people really don't want me at this place, you know. But this woman come and asking for number, and I don't have any number. So, follow her. She come back and said, numbers 11 to 20, follow me. See, that I'm the room now, people. I said, but no, it is funny. 21 to 30, follow me. More crowd. That time, no. Empty now, you know, the room. And I still sit down there. And then she came and said, number 31 to 40. Numbers 31 to 40, follow me. More follow her. Few people leave into the room. Me amongst them without number. The woman come back. Number 33. I don't see anybody move. Number 33. Nobody move. I say, I must have me. So I get him.